We're always told that to be heard, you have to be loud, right? You got to speak up, fill every single gap in a conversation. But what if I told you the real source of power isn't in what you say, but in when you decide to say nothing at all? Today, we're going to talk about how just 3 seconds of silence can absolutely change the game for you. I mean, this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It completely flips our whole idea of influence on its head. It tells us that real, actual power isn't about volume, it's about control. And that control, well, it all starts with mastering the pause. All right, let's dive into a situation I know you've been in. We all have, probably on both sides of it, if we're being honest. Okay, picture this. Someone is talking, and they just keep talking and talking. It's this nonstop river of words. And as they go on, you can just see it happening. The eyes of everyone else in the room just glaze over. So why does this happen? Simple. We're scared of silence. It feels awkward, right? It's like this empty space, and our gut instinct is to just fill it up with anything, just to make that uncomfortable feeling go away. But here's the crazy thing. The more we rush to fill that silence, the less powerful we actually look. We just come off as nervous, kind of like we're desperate for approval. So instead of grabbing everyone's attention, we end up just boring them, and honestly, we weaken our own authority. It's an instinct that totally backfires. So if that nervous chatter is just making things worse, what's the alternative? How do we turn this thing we're all afraid of into, believe it or not, a huge strength? Well, that brings us to this really simple, but wow, incredibly powerful technique. It's called the 3-second rule. Okay, so here's how it works, and it's super easy. Whether you just got hit with a tough question in a meeting or you're about to make the most important point of your entire presentation, you do one thing first. You just stop. You pause. You stay completely silent for 1, 2, 3 full seconds, and only then do you open your mouth to speak. Just 3 seconds. That's it. It's simple, it's easy to remember, and it's just long enough to feel intentional. It's the perfect little window of time to completely shift the entire vibe of a conversation. So why on earth does this work so well? What's the magic here? Well, it's all about the psychology of the pause. Think of it like this. You're basically handing over the pressure. When you stay quiet, you create that little awkward vacuum. But this time, the other person feels like they have to fill it. As you're sitting there all calm and in control, they can start to get a little anxious. And what do people do when they get anxious? They talk. They start revealing more than they meant to, maybe giving up a little ground, all because you didn't say a single word. And let's be super clear about this. This is not you being passive. You're not just waiting. You're not agreeing with them. No way. This is an active, strategic move. You are using the absence of words to make the other person show their hand. Now, of course, to really sell this, to make it work, your silence needs some backup. And that backup is your body language. This is what control looks like. While the other person might be tapping their fingers or shifting in their seat, you are a rock. Your hands are still, your shoulders are straight, you're barely moving, and your expression is totally neutral. This sends a huge nonverbal signal that says, I'm in complete command here, I'm not rattled, I'm thinking. So you've created this tension, you're looking totally in command. Now what happens when you finally do break that silence? That 3-second pause, it builds anticipation. I guarantee everyone in the room is now leaning forward, waiting to hear what you have to say. So when you finally deliver your point, and it's often with fewer words than you would have used before, it lands with the force of a hammer. The silence before it makes every single word you say that much more important. It really just brings us back to that classic old saying, doesn't it? We live in a world that's all about talking, constant communication. But sometimes the most valuable thing you can add to the conversation is a perfectly timed moment of nothing. Speech is silver, but silence is golden. So let's totally reframe this. Don't think of silence as this empty space that you have to be afraid of. See it for what it really is, a tool, a strategy. And yeah, when you use it right, a seriously powerful weapon in your communication toolbox. The next time you're in a high-stakes meeting, a tough negotiation, or even just a conversation you want to guide, you know what to do. Remember the 3-second rule. So the only real question left is, when are you going to use it first?